Good morning. Today we will be discussing the book From Rebel to Rulers 100 Years of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, today this is a new political read that is unusual for the channel, yet I would like to share this with you as it pertains to modern day politics and modern day international affairs. So, what is this book about? This book details the rise of the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, which started back in the 1920s. I thought that it started in the 1950s with Chairman Mao, yet it surprisingly started way earlier, even before the Second World War, in between the First World War and the Second one. It mentions Chiang Kai-shek, who was an important warfighter during the Second World War. And this book, you could say, is difficult to read at first. It's complicated and not very well easy to read. It's not very clear yet. However, it's still very detailed, and the magnitude of the information over the 500 pages it spans is quite expansive. Um, this The information in this book is quite important, and it's quite influential in how you would start thinking about China and its modern history. There is a lot of info here that I had no idea about. Information um, that would go over my head whenever I read the news or whenever I look at The Economist and read the modern news. The information in this book here is very influential on the mind. Now let's start. This book starts, like I said, in the 1920s, and it details each decade as it unfolds until it reaches the 2000s with Xi Jinping. It here details the Cultural Revolution, Maoist era, Chiang Kai-shek, and it first starts with how the East was won, as it's put in the book, meaning how the CCP fought against other parties and won its landmark victory. Those other parties were non-communist parties. Initially, surprisingly, the CCP failed, and it was not the initial success expected. Now, afterwards, it mentions the Cultural Revolution and the radical ideology it had at the time. This radical ideology could have been dangerous, yet it fueled the revolution, it fueled the CCP. And we arrive here at the Maoist era in the 1950s, which many of you know about, if not well detailed in. However, in this era, there's of course the large famine that happens and difficult times in China. However, the CCP struggles on, and after it has conquered the East, after it has conquered and defeated other parties, it starts establishing its rule in China. And from then on, we mentioned the Tiananmen Square massacre, unfortunately, and then we arrive at the modern day, mentioning each president in the late era of China, including at the end Xi Jinping. Now, what would I say in the end about this read? I would recommend it for any enthusiast who loves world history or Chinese history, or anybody who wants to improve their own vocabulary when it comes to the Far East. This book is, first off, difficult to understand, yet, however, is very rewarding. It, however, mentions many sensitive subjects in China, and that could be triggering to some viewers. I would like to recommend this book wholeheartedly and with much passion as well. Please consider this book if you'd like to immerse yourself in Chinese history and to understand communism better, as this is different than the usual Russian communism versus the United States democracy. This details Chinese communism, which in fact had a fallout with Russian communism, with each party accusing the other of misconduct and betraying old vows. Okay, thank you for reading this book, and I would love to have you next time.